Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we'll be talking about a subject that is very dear to my heart. It's essentially just a thought that I want to share with us. Of course, we all know that my name is Mr. Roy, and I would just want to share this thought, and that is what is making the rounds about the chief of army staff. You know, we know Nigeria is not in a good place. We know things are not going exactly very well. But I believe we should have decorum. You know, this particular chief of army staff is is a chief of army staff that from afar you can tell that is different. You can tell that it's different. That's Major General Lagbaja. You know, his works even made him trend at some point on Twitter. This is the same chief of army staff that went to different places. You see him always, connecting with the troops. I'm sure almost every Nigerian remember the push-ups he does with the troops, and these guys are putting in a lot. He's one chief of army staff that I've watched him severally on the news, and you can tell that he hardly sleeps. I mean, you can just tell that he hardly sleeps. He's not that kind of chief of army staff that is in the office. The skin is beaming AC. You can tell that he hardly sleeps. I don't know, just from afar, I just feel, at least I've been following more than 10 chief of army staffs, or even more than that. But this one is really, really different. And if you compare, of course, we're very far from where we should be. And these guys are trained, you know, these guys are trained to obey orders. That's another thing we must know. These guys are trained to obey orders. So if the commander in chief orders him to do what is wrong, or anybody that has the right to give him orders, he will do it. Somebody may say that no, now, the law say you should focus on the constitution, but there's a reality. So sometimes we should understand the structure and the place of everybody, you know. But when he speaks, the little you can get um, from from his personal opinion about things, because when someone speaks and you pay close attention, you will be able to get one or two things that is not saying. You know, I'm a teacher. That's what we do basically. Some people will say it's not just one plus one that you're teaching, on two plus two, or quadratic simultaneous equation. What's there? But teaching is more than that. You're teaching a child, you're trying to peep into what the child is saying and what the child is not saying. So the facial expression speaks volume. So you're teaching a child and you're telling the child, I'm not sure your mind is here. What are you thinking about? You try to, look beyond what the person is saying. And as a teacher for years, you kind of develop that skill. You know, this particular chief of army staff, when he has the opportunity to say what he really feels, it kind of stands out. I remember during the End Bad Governance protest time, the security chiefs came together. By the way, I thought it was a very good initiative. I thought it was a very good initiative. I thought it was a very good initiative, but I mean, we've been in this place for long enough to know that the worst part of politicians are seen when election, is close. But again, one thing he said that stood out for me was that this is the people's army. This is the people's army. You see how the army stood with the people. How the army stood with the people. I remember a picture of protesters climbing on armored tanks. Those things don't happen for happening sake. Someone allowed it, of course. An order was given that such thing can be allowed. I mean, as an institution, you know, I say we're perfect. You know, we are not perfect at all. But I'm just saying, as a person, this man, there's something different about him. And it breaks my heart that in a time like this, or at a time like this where he's not feeling well, no one wants to be healed. No one wants to be in the hospital. No one wants to feel sick, especially when you're given a national assignment like he is giving, like he wants to do it. When he speaks, you know that he knows what he's saying, he's ready, he understands even before he goes. He feels different. So it hurts when you see people kind of so happy, talking about the fact that some people suggested that he's late. And I felt so bad about that because this is a country where 99% of people in authority are not doing what is right, and their body language is not even showing that they are doing what is right. And when we have someone like this, he's not working for a perfect institution, but stands out when he's going through a tough time like this. We should kind of rally around. I can imagine how bad you will feel on the hospital bed, seeing all this news flying around. I can imagine how many days he has spent sleeping in the bush just to ensure that we are safe. So I think Nigerians should do better, especially when we have an exceptional person. I mean, just Google it. If this was him in Plateau. I remember this vividly. He was talking to the special forces of the army, probably combined with the other security outfit. Yeah, there was a particular policeman I remember in that video that was also in the group. And one thing that the special forces, once you see them, one thing, well, I'm not in the military, but I follow them enough to be able to know that their element is different. So he was talking to them. They were deployed to somewhere in Plateau, I think it was in Benue, and he was talking to them that the army cannot be put to shame. You are the special unit and you must do what you have to do. They are not here to play politics. We are not here to play politics. We don't want to care what had happened in the past. All we know is that whoever is with a gun and it's illegal to do that will be brought down. You speak in Nigeria, doing things is not that difficult, but people don't just say the truth. The truth is easier, and it seems to just say the truth, and please let just stop it. Let's just stop it. Let just the few amongst us. We cannot be perfect in a very imperfect society, but the few amongst us, the 1% that seem to do the right thing, in their time of vulnerability, in their time of pain, we should be a source of encouragement to them and not the other way around. We should be a source of encouragement to them and not the other way around. And so, this is my heartfelt message to Major General. I hope I got that right. Major General Lagbaja. Wherever you're watching this from, I want to really tell you that most Nigerians appreciate what you do, from the elderly to the middle age to the Gen Zs. We saw the effort that you put in, the ones you said, the ones you did not say, but your rumpled face said, face that had not slept for days said. We saw all those efforts. And we want to really appreciate you for all that you have done. And we pray honestly that God heals you so that you can come back to your work. We appreciate you. And all the news that is going around and flying left, right, and center, I know that it hurts when you see them, but I just want to let you know that Nigerian people appreciate you. There is a large group of people that may be distracted with other news like that may not be maybe news like Bobrisky, VDM. They are distracted, but deep in their heart they know. And there are some of us who will say it to remind us that there are good ones, very few good ones around amongst us that should be appreciated. So we appreciate you and we wish you speedy recovery. And we wish you speedy recovery. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say today. See you guys tomorrow on another topic.